right, Pam. This is going to be her very first time riding a Harley Davidson motorcycle. My little Road King ride up the driveway does not count. And we may or may not be looking at this 2010 Fat Bob for her. So this is going to be the deciding factor. You ready, baby?
I think so.
Let's do it. Be on a Dyna as well. We're going to be Dyna Pros and Dyna Hos today. All right, stay with me. Are you nervous?
A little bit.
The brakes on that bike are a suggestion, by the way.
On this bike?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
I don't know. Maybe they feel as good as your Honda. I don't know. I don't know how good your Honda feels.
Oh, God.
The harder?
Yes.
All right. So you want to wait till this next car goes by?
Yeah.
Okay. We got plenty of room after this one. Okay. Start easing it out. There you go. Look at you.
I'm definitely too far from the brake, I think. I mean, I'm scooted like way up almost on the tank.
Figure that out. All right. So her first time on a Harley Davidson. Her first time on the demo route. Her first time, I don't know, it's St. Pete. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
This bitch picks up way faster than my Honda. Holy cow.
You like it?
Oh, yeah, I do. The brakes are ass,
but the throttle.
God.
Yeah, I picked a dyno. This is an 09. That's a 10. It's the same motor. They're both 96 cubic inch. They're both 6-speed transmission. I wanted us to be on on similar platforms together.
Yeah.
But even like, I don't know, like however fast we're going now, even if you just.
Oh, I've done that once or twice already.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I've ridden that bike that you're on a couple times since yesterday, and the brakes are definitely not my favorite.
Like, is that something that just can be replaced and be better, or is it just how they are?
I don't. They're not supposed to be that way. The bike's 13 years old. It could be just brake lines. I don't think it's air, because air is usually squishy. Come on up here next to me. Woo. Hey, easy there. Look at you. Yeah, I see you, Scoot. What I'd like to do, I think, if we end up getting the bike, which sounds by your giggles like a good possibility, I'd like for you to try riding your boots first.
Oh yeah.
Before we start looking at a $400 seat. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it could possibly be. I'm so used to the way my bike feels, so I'm used to sitting in a completely different position.
That is very true. And
I mean, because even the bike in the class has me sitting
funny,
not with my feet forward. Yeah, man, feels so different, but
it feels
funny when I'm riding. My feet are like tickling because it's freaking
vibration. Yeah.
I don't have that on my bike.
Harley Davidson. Well, on the Road King and the new touring, so there's a couple things. On the touring bikes, you have floorboards with dampeners, like I have. On these, like this is the stock foot peg. These are rubber. It takes a lot of that out of there. Those foot pegs are metal, and that's exactly what I used to use on my old Sportster that rattled like hell because I had straight pipes on it.
I don't know where my turn, like.
Okay, there's.
Oh, I have a. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, one on each side. Harley Davidson's like that. No other motorcycle manufacturer does that.
That's kind of dumb.
Hey.
I mean,
it's American. We don't do things like everybody else, okay?
I guess. Yeah, you know what these brakes remind me of?
It reminds you of not having brakes. All right, here we go.
Should this turn signal automatically come off?
Yep. Oh, yeah, you're ruined now. Okay. Oh, now, huh? Shit, you spoiled ass.
Don't turn it back now.
Well, now there's 2 trucks in the way, but... By the way, that whole dialogue you and I had on the way to the barbecue place where We talked about other brands and how it's not Harley Davidson.
Yeah.
Gone.
How about that now?
Come on, let's get past this truck. Come on. We can get to 80, 90 miles an hour on your Shadow, but there's just nothing like the way it feels when you twist the throttle of these things, man.
No, this is much smoother. I mean, I don't know how fast we're going right now because I didn't pay attention, but...
Fine.
Oh, yeah. I would have felt like my bike was going to fall apart.
That's because it's a communist bike.
Because even sometimes when we're going like 80, it's like, God, because it's only 5 gears too, so I always feel like it should have another gear. And so sometimes even when I'm riding, I'm like, God, am I in 5th gear?
No, there's a huge difference. That's why this really stood out. Both of these are 6-speed. How do you like the sound of that one?
I love it. I told you, no matter what bike I get, it's going to be loud. So.
Yeah, but guess what? I don't hear it in here. Your Honda, your Honda's loud, but it's a weird loud, like not weird. It's just a different sound. Yes, and it really comes through heavy in my headphones.
Man, this is so much smoother than my bike.
Surprised to hear you say smoother on a Harley Davidson.
I know, but just like the feel. I mean, I love my bike, you know that, but
you do.
This feels a lot better than my bike. I'm still getting used to like the position of it and everything, obviously, because I've been riding it for, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But just the overall, like even gliding through the curves, very different.
Gliding through these curves. You're actually turning better on this one.
I am?
Yes.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like it feels way different. It feels so much better.
How about this bike? You like this one?
I do, but it's kind of grandpa-ish.
Oh, what? It's a Dyna.
Maybe it's the sissy bar. I don't know.
So the kickstand on a Dyna, the more you ride Harleys, the more you'll figure them out. The kickstand on a Dyna is, yes, it's back there. Yes, that's it. You got it.
It's hurt my leg.
Yeah. Lean it over a little bit more. There you go.
Is that it?
Yeah. As far as it goes. This is kind of an incline, but yeah, so you have your high beam indicators there.
Oh.
You got a gear indicator that's up here too. Like when you're in gear, it'll tell you which gear you're in.
Oh, okay.
When you're in neutral, it's just a neutral light. But
nice.
Yep, you'll have a low fuel indicator. Yeah. What did you think about the price tag?
Sold.
So I'm gonna come in here and try to get some number knocked down a little bit more. We can't hint to that you love it. Like it's like
No. I mean it's okay, but
yeah, it's good.
I've ridden better. Just kidding.
yeah. Well, that's a stretch. All right, let's go figure this out.
Hey, big shout out to the sponsor of today's video, ExpressVPN. In today's world of the internet, we do a lot of things online. Online shopping, online ordering, online data input. Our bills are paid online. Sending data over an unencrypted internet connection is like, imagine like sending a postcard, right? It's just so you have all your information written down there. The mailman, anybody else who touches it can read whatever you want. And maybe you don't have anything personal in there, but maybe you do. It's a really sketchy situation. Now take a VPN, for example, or virtual private network. It's like putting an envelope around that postcard, so that way the content stays secure inside until it gets to its destination. For me personally, I like using ExpressVPN. As some of you know, several months ago, we had several $100s taken from us, and a lot of that was just information that we put out there on the internet. Keyloggers out there taking our information, using it to fish information from us. They got us, took us for several $100s. We did end up getting it back, but a lot of that could have been avoided had we been protecting ourselves earlier. So that's when I started using ExpressVPN. It's given me a lot more peace of mind when I'm doing stuff on the internet. We also live in a very subscription-based society at the moment. There's not a whole lot of people out that I know personally who use traditional cable. We use services like Netflix or other subscription-based services, and I'm sure you've seen out there, this is not available in your country. For example, some of you may like something like Rick and Morty. We don't have it here in the US. If you know some of those shows are out there that aren't available where you live, take a look online, see where it is available. Once you find where it's available, simply change your location and ExpressVPN will do the work. Now, voila, you have that location. You can watch those shows and movies that you may or may not have even known existed on your subscription. You're paying for the whole subscription. Why not take advantage of it? That's my philosophy. Now, I know there are a lot of VPN options out there. You've probably heard advertisements for ExpressVPN and others out there. I'm going to tell you ExpressVPN is the one that I personally choose. It does have the fastest speeds out there. You have 24/7 customer support. It's very easy to use. It's just a simple dialog box that opens up, confirm your location, click the power button, you're done. It's very easy. To get ExpressVPN for yourself, which I'm sure a lot of you want to do, just click my personal link down below and you're going to get your first 3 months for free. Heck of a bargain. Not going to normally get that anywhere else. So click the link below, try it out for yourself. You'll see what I'm talking about. Hey, what did we do?
Bought a bike.
What kind of bike? Harley Davidson. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. 2010 Fat Bob. It's in great shape. There's a couple spots that need to be cleaned up, but you guys heard on the helmet cam the thrill that came out of this woman's mouth while we were riding. You excited?
Yes, very exciting.
It's got a little bit more power than your Honda?
A little bit. It's got a hell of a lot more power.
Aren't those brakes wonderful?
No.
They give you warm and fuzzies.
No. They suck.
You know what's crazy? On the way out, well, you guys heard it on the helmet probably, but I said, hey, the brakes on this thing are a suggestion, by the way. She's like, what? So I think we figured that out. Bye, Jenna. Bye, Jenna. Oh, ooh, you almost had a good night. Hey, all my bros and all my hoes came back up here. Yep, Dinah Fat Bob. She's a Dinah bro now.
I love it.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, brother. We went in there, we got her a bandana already and some leather hair holders.
Officially an undercover lesbian like me.
Yeah.
Welcome.
You gotta wear the jeans with all the sparkly.
Sparkle butt, yeah.
All right, boys and girls. So we had the option of, this thing doesn't like to start it cold. There it goes. We had the option of either the old lady riding her motorcycle home, which I would have preferred, or me riding it home. We took the option of me riding it home. She doesn't. Keep in mind, she's only been riding like 8 months, so she really wanted to not stretch herself too much by riding at night by herself. I get that. So we're probably going to get out tomorrow night after work for a little bit, and she can ride her motorcycle. Man, there's nothing like the feeling of getting the new motorcycle. I know she's excited, and I know we're going to have a lot of good times on it. Oh, I like this. I like this bike, man. But you guys know me. I'm, like I always say, man, I fall in love real easy. It doesn't have the same power that my 103 does, but you guys heard it when we were riding earlier. It's got a hell of a lot more power than her 750. She can really feel it, and that's a good thing, man. I wanted her to feel that power difference. Well, it's dark. I don't know how the GoPro actually does in the dark, to be perfectly honest with you. I don't record a lot in the dark, but we're going to ride this thing on home, and then we'll pick this thing up probably tomorrow. All right,
Oh, boy.
here she is. There she is on her black Harley Davidson. I love it. Maybe I'll be able to hear myself in here now, too. That's the only reason I wanted you to get a new motorcycle.
I'm sure.
So I could hear. Although, that's louder and sexier. Oh, and your lights are not on bright. They're just aimed really high. I noticed that last night. Never mind. It's just as loud. All right, we're trading it in. We just bought that yesterday. I'm pretty tired. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I actually went back to my dealership at midnight last night because I started getting paranoid, thinking I left a motorcycle at OCC for bike night. But I got there and I did not leave a motorcycle at OCC. So wasted trip, kind of, but at least I got the peace of mind I was looking for. And it's Friday night, and normally I don't go out on Friday nights. As a matter of fact, it's been tough to keep up with friends in the 2 months I've been at this job because I don't like going to work tired. You know, I mean, who does? Who likes that? But, you know, you're on your feet all day. You're having to think on your feet, talk to customers all day. It's just really hard to do. So we don't go out on Friday and Saturday night. And Saturday is my earliest day of the week. You have to be there at 7:30 in the morning. Anyway, with this being the first night of us owning the motorcycle, you guys know how it is, man. When you get a motorcycle, you want to ride it. And she said, "Oh, I'm fine if we don't go out tonight." But come on. Is that how you really felt?
No, I mean, I want to ride it, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm still impressed at how much better this thing leans and turns. Like, it's crazy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, lighter motorcycles are... and then that guy, Jason, I don't think I've ever introduced you to him, like by his name, but he mentioned yesterday something that I didn't even think about that's true. I mean, with a lot heavier motor and a bigger crank turning down in there, the bike is trying to throw itself back to the center, which makes it a lot more stable in a turn, I think.
Yeah, probably. It just feels so much better.
It's crazy, huh? You guys heard it here, man. I mean, she's had a Honda, and she has no bias on motorcycles. Zero bias. She has used better, smoother. I mean, just saying. That's a pretty objective point of view. And I'm really upset. I had a video come out tonight on Friday the 31st where I talked about, actually the video was titled like why your riding in your motorcycle sucks. And I lost about 6 minutes of video footage. And I only got the tail end. I don't know where it went. Like there's a whole clip missing from my folder where we talked about how nobody's getting Suzuki tattoos. It's just, if you do, I mean, whatever. You're just doing it to prove a point. You're not doing it because you're that big of a fan of Suzuki. And no matter what V-twin other motorcycle you ride, you will always either be wanting a Harley Davidson or comparing yourself to it. Always. You have a Honda Shadow, you have a Honda VTX, you have a Kawasaki Vulcan, you have an Indian, whatever their lineup is, Chieftain, Dark, whatever. It's always like, you don't just have a Kawasaki Vulcan. You don't. I mean, it's a great bike, great motorcycle. I've got a couple at the dealership that I've ridden around. I like them. But if you own one, you don't just have a Vulcan. You're comparing it to whatever Harley Davidson model. You know what I mean? You guys know what I mean. Anyway, we're heading out only for a couple hours. It's about 7:30, a little after 7:30. We're gonna meet up with some of the local crew. I'm gonna give myself a pretty hard cutoff at 10 o'clock to start coming back this way. That means I'll be in bed by 11, which will give me about 7 hours of sleep. Like that's pretty much what I consider a safe amount of sleep for a work day. So back like 20 years ago when we first physically moved in together, whatever, we talked about both of us having Harley Davidsons, but it was never one of those things like, oh hell yeah brother, let's get Harley Davidsons. It was just kind of like, thought it'd be cool. We didn't have the money for any kind of motorcycle, no matter what it was. But I even remember going to the swap meet out there and buying like the fake Harley Davidson t-shirts and shit from those vendors that come up from Mexico and sell Harley Davidson logos for $3 a t-shirt or something. But we had all that Fox, Alpine Stars, Harley Davidson. Oh, there you go. Ride through this world. All right, go ahead, go around them. Yeah, do it, baby. Oh, you look so good.
All right, so this is going to be for all you Harley haters out there. You guys are going to love this. She's had this motorcycle for 4 days now, 5 days now. She's already cleaned it up real good. And we went on a ride on Sunday, and she noticed that master cylinder reservoir cover there was leaking. And sure enough, if you look down here, something I hadn't noticed before, but if you look down here, you can see that the paint's all kind of eat up there. So clearly it's been something going on for a while. And then we looked a little closer, and they knew it was a problem because there's a piece of black electrical tape going all around the reservoir. Thankfully, I got online this morning on the forums. Well, I just searched Google and a bunch of old forums showed up, and I guess that was a pretty common issue back in the Dyna days. And so my work had them in stock. Burt's Barracuda had those in stock, so I want to replace that. Wasn't planning on doing any maintenance tonight, but I don't want the rag that we have wrapped around the reservoir to soak up and then start dripping on the fender even more, so that's easy. It's just 2 screws. I'm gonna knock that out real quick. Also on today's visit to work, I ordered her a reach seat. That's going to give her a thicker seat right here. It's going to push her a little forward. She loves her forward controls. She said that yesterday. Of course, you know, not riding for very long at all. She's not used to anything, but she said she liked the way her feet felt when she was scooted forward on the seat more. So ordered the reach seat, got that part. Already working on the Harley. We've had it for 5 days. All right, fam, welcome back. It's a whole other day continuing the new saga of the Dyna Fat Bob from the old lady. So where we left off was we just finished flushing the brakes, but it was after work. I'd had a couple beers by then and I was tired. But today I'm going to do a 3-hole oil change on this bike. I'm going to do a clutch adjustment. I want to make sure all that stuff is good to go. What I will say that I like about the 96-inch versus my 103 on the Road King is that the fluid volumes are a lot simpler to deal with on the 96-inch. It's 3 even quarts of oil. It's 1 even quart of transmission. It's 1 even quart of primary fluid. That makes it a hell of a lot easier. I'm not going to bore you to death with the oil change, but I will show you something that I'm concerned with. I love these pipes. I like the look of them. I like the sound of them. I've got to let this engine get hot. And then I got to get this oil cap off. I'm a little concerned about that, honestly. I'm sure I can get some channel locks in there or something after it gets warm. I guess we're going to have to just figure it out. Story of my life. Then after we finish the 3-hole, I am going to do one last pass through of a bleed on both sets of brakes just to make sure I didn't overlook anything the other night when I was tired after work. So without further ado, let's get to it. We're going to take this primary cover off now. The parts lady that I worked with the other day to get these things to get my gasket kit told me something that I didn't know, which isn't hard to do. She said that sometimes on these guys, people would buy aftermarket primary covers and they weren't the traditional slot style gaskets that we're all used to, and a lot of times they were flat gaskets. She asked me what I had. I said, well, the primary cover is definitely aftermarket, but I don't know if it's flat or not because I haven't been in there. So I'm really hoping it's not the flat gasket because I bought the kind that goes in a little slot. So we're going to find out, man. While we're in here, we're going to do a clutch adjustment. Not that I'm feeling any problems with the clutch necessarily, so I may not even need to do a clutch adjustment, but I just want to make sure everything's okay. You know what I mean? It's like a flat gasket. It is a flat gasket. Thankfully though, this one doesn't look bad, so I'm just going to reuse this this time. It doesn't look bad at all. This one actually looks, even though this oil coming out of here was pretty nasty, it doesn't look worn. So there's really no reason for it to be worn anyway, because it's not like this gets a whole lot of work, this gasket, that I'm aware of. I mean, I could be completely wrong. So if I am, I'm sure somebody will tell me. All right, so a little bit of a problem. Not ideal. I don't have an 11/16 wrench. So that is something I'm definitely going to buy. To fill my toolbox, because this is not what I want to be doing. I definitely don't want to be doing that. Son of a gun. All right, we're in a little bit of a pickle. I don't have an 11/16 wrench, and that's what I need for oh boy, for that nut on the clutch. So I'm not sure what to do here. I don't really want to leave this wide open, but at the same time, I need that wrench. I don't want to do half the job, you know what I mean? I don't want to do half the job at all. Yeah, there we go. So we're going to loosen the clutch cable up, see if that takes any tension off of it. So I don't have an 11/16, and I'm doing something that's probably pretty wrong. I'm going to try this with Hey, crescent wrench, if I can't get it with the crescent wrench, I'm gonna pause here. I'm gonna put this cover back on, and I'm gonna go to the store and get the right tools, because yeah, I don't like the way that looks or feels. I've already kind of nicked this nut here a little bit. I don't want to do that. Oh, it feels bad when you don't have the right tools, man. Feels real bad. All right, well, that answers it. Gotta go to the store, baby. Gotta go to the store. I hate that. It happens to me all the time. I think a lot of you guys can understand. Yep. All right, back from 2 stores. Had to go to 2 stores to get this done. I needed to go dump my oil, and I figured I would see if AutoZone had an 11/16 wrench. First of all, shame on me. I've gone my entire adult life working on things, and I have 0 11/16 anything. Like, it's really hard for me to fathom that that's the case. Got the oil dumped, but AutoZone doesn't have 11/16. They skip right over it. They go straight from 3/4 or whatever, 13, I don't know, whatever, 15/16, 3/4, 13/16. Not that I'm opposed to getting new tools. I think every man likes getting new tools. And they're Craftsman, which, you know, if you guys have been around the channel for a couple of years, you know I'm a fan of Craftsman. All right, let's see if I can do it with the wrench. Not coming. All right, let's see if I can do it with the socket without turning the damn. Yep. Somebody had that on too tight, gents. I'm gonna turn this this thing here at an angle, because I'm gonna back this all the way out quite a bit. There we go. Braid it in until it's snug, or it starts to snug up. There it goes, it touches. And then half to 1 full turn. I want to bring it around 3/4 turns. Right there. Right there we go. Hold this guy still. Don't overkill it. All right, that's the easy part, right? So I ended up using both my new. So while I was there, I had at least had the foresight to go ahead and get a deep well 11/16 socket just in case, as well as the 11/16 wrench. So at least that'll serve me well in the future, I hope. All right, and then your last bit of oil here is going to be the primary oil. I did switch to AMSOIL 2 oil changes ago in the Road King, so I'm a big fan of it. Get this filled up, we'll adjust the clutch cable up front, and then that'll be that. All right, fam, that is going to wrap this one up. I really had a good time making this video, and this is the second video this week. Sometimes I do 2 videos a week when I have the time, or when I set aside the time to do it, but I'm really excited for my wife, and really excited that she's on not just a Harley Davidson, but something that's got a lot more power. She doesn't need anything out of control, but the Shadow 750 was just not cutting it anymore. Great bike to start out on. We're actually selling it. Hit me up if you're interested in the Honda Shadow 4K. Yeah, I do appreciate you coming along on this video, and all videos. And until next time, we'll see you later.
Mm-hmm.